Turkey is asking Australia to repatriate 3 ISIS fighters. The headline is, Turkey urges Australia to take responsibility for ISIS fighters. Mark Schliebs has this exclusive tomorrow. Turkey's moving to deport up to 3 captured Islamic State prisoners to Australia. They've called on the Morrison government to accept them. Ankara this week sent up to 10 foreign citizens back to their home countries, including Britain, the US and Germany, as it removes ISIS combatants and their families captured in Syria. It's understood the Australians were among a group of 959 foreign ISIS fighters and family members being held by Turkey following its incursion into northern Syria. Turkey's ambassador in Australia confirmed to the weekend Australian efforts were underway to repatriate a few, quote, suspected Australian ISIS prisoners whom he was unable to identify, but he said Turkey wanted the Australian government to coordinate their return. He said Turkey at this stage is not in a position to take a unilateral step because we have to coordinate it at the end of the day. Mike, they're not sure. It was going to be 1, it was going to be 2, it might be 3. And the story sort of implies that there's a fair bit of pushback from the government. You and I know how this will play out on radio. It'll be a resounding no. What are your thoughts on this story?
Well, of course, a resounding no. I mean, the immediate instinctive reaction to this is when Turkey says we should take them, why? Why should we take them? But then the next step, what happens to these people? They become stateless. Well, was that our doing? Was it our idea? And I believe a lot of work has been done on the background of some of these individuals. If they do come back here, and despite our reluctance, I think there's a real chance that they will. I hope they go straight to jail and stay there.
Yeah, and Dan, just briefly before we go to the break, go to jail and stay there, but not be able to sort of spread their ugly message and foster sympathy and perhaps recruit. That's what's got to really trouble people, and never ever be allowed out, I would say, because we don't want these people back on our streets.
Well, it's the only place they can go is prison, and it's just, you know, again, like we can't gild the lily here. I mean, what people fighting for ISIS were doing, you know, beheadings, you know, rape. You know, we saw what happened in Palmyra. The head of antiquities there was dropped off, you know, quite a substantial height because, you know, for no reason that he wasn't a member of ISIS and refused to join the caliphate. I mean, the barbarity of these people is extraordinary. I mean, I don't think the Australian government will be able to hold out for eternity in terms of being able to stop fighters coming back. But it just, as I said, if they are to come back, you're quite right, Jane. They have got no place in terms of spreading their hate, and they've really revoked any rights that they further seek in coming back to this land.